From portraying the French King Louis XV to headlining the upcoming Cannes Festival, Johnny Depp is ready to get over the Amber Heard controversy with his comeback role. And here's what we know about his upcoming film. Guys, Mr. Depp is all set to make a triumphant return to the big screen, and he's doing it in style. Oi, that's right, the actor will be playing King Louis XV in the upcoming French film Jean du Barry. Yes, you heard that right. Do not adjust your sets. It's clear that Johnny is ready to leave behind the long and tiresome legal battle he had going on with his ex-wife Amber Heard. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the ideal comeback after all?
Has it sunk in? How could it? It's surreal and difficult. In part, yes. This has been a long time coming.
He is starting his career anew, so what better way to do it than to test out a completely new form of cinema? This is, in fact, going to be his first role since the 2020 film Minamata, which, by the way, was so forgettable that I'm half sure you won't even remember it. The actor will be starring in the drama under the direction of Mai Wen, who will also be appearing in the film as the title character. Now, believe me when I say that this actor/director is no ordinary filmmaker.
It's been lots of questions to myself. Why do I feel so complex? And in another way, have such grateful prize.
Oh no, she's already had two of her films, Police and Monroy, screened at Cannes. And now she's set to complete a hat trick with none other than Johnny Depp. From the looks of it, Johnny Depp completely immersed himself in work for this one. Yep, it turns out he's been living in France ever since the trial, and just trying his best to do justice to the film. I guess you could say that he's pretending that the whole thing never happened. Well, that's certainly a pretty good way to avoid all the drama. I see you, Johnny.
This morning when I got to work, there was a line of women, and I said, what are these people all doing here? They certainly weren't here for me, but they were there waiting for you to come tonight.
Relatives.
Relatives?
Yep. I have a lot of relatives.
I see you. Coming back to the film, this historical drama has a very important story to tell. If you don't have any idea who Jean du Barry is, then let me fill you in. Jean was one smart woman living in the time when King Louis XV was king. She might have been born into the working class, but she made sure things didn't stay that way for long. You see, all that lady wanted was culture and pleasure. She used her traits in her favor and cunningly climbed the social ladder. And what waited for her when she reached the top? Oh, the love of her king, of course. That's right, she became his mistress, one of his favorites, in fact. All was sunshine and rainbows, but not for long. You see, their love didn't remain hidden as it was originally intended. Oh no, the two ended up becoming the talk of the town, and not in a good way. The couple completely scandalized the court. That's all I'm gonna tell you for now. Do they fight for their love? Does the king leave his lover's side? I bet you're itching to know all the details. Well, I guess you'll have to wait till the movie is released next month to find out. If you're wondering who else is a part of this period film, then here's what I know. It's actually got some pretty big names in the casting lineup. Pierre Richard joined the project in May 2022. He's known as one of the best actors in French cinema and a great comedian. Apart from him, Nomi Lvovsky is also a member of the cast. She's another talented actor, director, and screenwriter who's worked closely with the Cannes Festival many times. Apart from them, we've got Benjamin Laverna, Melville Poupeau, Pascal Gregory, and India Hare. All of them are pretty much the stars of their industries. Doesn't this just increase your excitement for the film? Reports claim that the filming took place in quite a lot of historic locations, such as Versailles and other regions of Paris. The filming wrapped up quite some time ago, in mid-October last year, and the film is going through some final edits before it's all ready to premiere at the festival next month. And as it turns out, Johnny is all too happy with the way this movie turned out.
I mean, for me, it's the gift. You know, they're giving me the gift because to go into a place where, you know, I mean, I've spent time in
And well, why wouldn't he? After all, he was playing the king. It's clear that he's excited to see how the audience and critics will react to it, and we've got to give it to him. It must have been a real challenge. But the Johnny we know never shies away from one. The director also commented on Johnny Depp's ability to transform into his character. She even went as far as calling him a real chameleon. Now, isn't that the ultimate compliment? Speaking of excitement, I think all Johnny Depp fans have a confession to make.
I think it's important for any actor to go out there each time and try something different. If you don't try something different, you just do the same thing over and over.
Yes, I know all of you out there are wondering if the actor is going to show up in one of those powdered wigs. Oh, and maybe we'll see him wear those fancy, regal royal clothes suited to the time period. I'd be lying if I were to say that I haven't imagined what the man would look like in those costumes. What's more is that the budget of the film has been revealed to be a bit over $22.4 million. So it's safe to assume that they'll be giving quite a lot of thought to the costumes. At the same time, though, the budget isn't as big as some of his blockbusters, so it's going to be quite interesting to see how that turns out. Judging from the photos that have been released of Johnny Depp and his character,
it's most definitely not something that I could ever really have dreamt of in my lifetime. Certainly, the idea that within the next 30 to 40 years,
it's all right to keep your hopes up high. And get this, the film is in French. Who doesn't love French? It's the language of love, and the accent, well, it's pretty much music to the ears. So that's just the cherry on top of what's turning out to be a pretty fun treat for everyone. Let's just hope that Depp is able to nail his accent, because, well, I don't think we'll be able to survive the disappointment of his messing that up. Folks, mark your calendar for the 16th of May. That's when Johnny will officially be back. The movie will be opening in French cinemas on the same day as its premiere, but for the other countries, nothing has yet been confirmed. Well, let's hope that they don't make us wait for too long. Am I right? Hopefully, we'll be able to watch it on Netflix soon afterwards. Apart from all this, I guess it's safe to say that this is definitely a step towards Johnny Depp's brand new future. And who knows, if the reception of the film is really good, then the actor might even end up booking more films there. And before we know it, he could become a big name in the French cinema. Whatever this might amount to, his move to the French cinema is definitely the sort of break the actor has been looking for after the courtroom drama. After a British newspaper outlet, The Sun, called him a wife-beater, a lot of his projects were taken away from him. This included a $22.5 million deal for him to reprise his role as Captain Jack Sparrow in the 6th installment of the Pirates of the Caribbean. That was quite a big bummer. It's not exactly confirmed what's going to be his next project, but when it comes to public appearances, the actor was recently seen in Rihanna's Savage and Fenty fashion show for Amazon. Now, all that's cool, but I think it's going to be a while till we see him star in a Hollywood movie. Till then, French cinema will have to make do. With that being said, that's everything on Johnny Depp's newest role after the Amber Heard controversy.
I also have to thank my wife, Amber, for putting up with me.